Howdy folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. I'm looking forward to this one. I look forward to all of them, but Suzy Bogguss is an artist since I didn't grow up on country that I never would have known about had I not started the channel 8 years ago. And then eventually at some point somebody requested that I do a Suzy Bogguss song, and I'm like, all right, this works. And then I've probably done, I don't know, 8. I don't know if I've done as many as 10, but Larry Wright made a gift to the channel for me to do this one. So Larry, shout out to you, my friend. Thank you for this gift. You wouldn't say that to a stranger. What's that, like breaking up with somebody? It could be like that, or is it going to be funny? And like, what was the song I did? I'm pretty sure it was Suzy's. It was like a Chevy 450 or something like that. It's like a very high power engine. Was like the theme of the car. And anyhow, you guys will remind me of that, and if I have it correct. All right, let's see what we've got from Suzy. She's got a great voice. It was a beautiful, the whole 9 yards, and a great performer. Yeah, it's going to be poignant. I bet we hear piano at some point.
I don't know why we act like that. You hurt me, I only hurt you back.
Well, at least she knows it.
Can't believe how carelessly we say those things that put our love in danger.
Ooh.
You wouldn't say that to a stranger. We hurt the ones we love when we say those words in anger. Do we ever make it up? We say what we don't mean, then we say we're sorry later.
Say it.
But you wouldn't say that to a stranger.
But you wouldn't say the apology either. There'd be no need to. It does make sense, but I get the point. It's like, you love this person. Why do you say these things? Things can get baby stepped or stair stepped up to that emotional point. And if you notice, when you have your worst arguments, it's probably when you're exhausted. If you like to drink, it may happen then too, because that it can exacerbate or intensify your emotions and your lack of hold me back. But it frequently happens when you're tired, like really tired.
Last night there was over in the air. Today it's gone, just like it was never there. And I don't know where those hateful words come from. It goes against our nature.
Hateful words are hard.
You wouldn't say that to a stranger. We hurt the ones we love when we say those words in anger. Do we ever make it up? We say what we don't mean, and then we say we're sorry later. But you wouldn't say that to a stranger.
I love that voice there.
Let's pretend that we just met, and we said nothing we regret.
That's me a little bit of Elton John.
We say what we don't mean, and then we say
Yeah. That's one of those concepts that could be so broadened, and it's hard to argue against it. And I mean, you can point out, the reasons why, like you love somebody, so they're getting the very special and best parts of you. But by proximity, you you're going to have arguments. Put two people in the same room or house long enough, and they're going to have their differences. It's human nature. I mean, we're relatively civil, and unlike, say, in the animal kingdom, where we might say it's just the animal kingdom, it's kill or be killed. We humans do things differently, but we're fighters. There's parts of us that fight, and we have our wants, we have our needs, we have our preferences, we have our annoyances. Somebody can keep doing something the same way unnecessarily, saying things a certain way, what have you, or assuming certain things that are wrong about us, whatever. There are myriad things that will cause us to become annoyed and then perhaps even angered. Being misunderstood is grounds for getting very upset. And, anger, oddly, in some situations, is a sign of love. It's not the way you lead with it, but it stems from the fact that you really know that something good could be in the relationship, but it's not there. And sometimes you'll think, and maybe rightly so, that the other person is blocking it, interfering with it, getting in the way of it, and probably not intentionally hurting you, but it's hurting you, or you're hurting them. It goes both ways. I listened to a seminar. This is one of my favorite seminar teachings of all time. I heard it for the first time about 30 years ago. I heard about half of it on the radio, the second half. And I called up the radio station, or I did some research, even pre-internet days, and I was able to order a cassette tape of Cynthia Tobias's teaching titled No Two Alike. And she starts out, it's a live, about an hour and a half or 2 hours long, as I recall. I probably listened to this thing 10 to 20 times over the years. And she's very funny. She has her master's degree in learning styles. So without going too detailed into what she said, but she started it out by asking the audience, how many of you think your children do something every day on purpose to annoy you? And the room just burst out in laughter. Like, oh my God, like we're all in this together. After the laughter died down a bit, she said, how many of you do something on purpose every day to annoy them? And then dead silence. And then she said, probably not. You don't do these things on purpose. It's just the way we each process information, how we take things in and then live it back out, that causes others to maybe be afraid, to be angered, to be confused, perplexed, in wonderment, or what have you. And there's different ways of depicting human characteristics. I mean, my book, in fact, every so often, I have to mention this and let you know that I'll send you a free digital copy of my book on 9 personalities. And it's a philosopher's take on the primary 9 human personalities, 7 of which are on the positive side of the ledger, 2 of which are on the negative side of the ledger. The positive ones in varying degrees of ability and willingness to get along with others, among other things. But if you email me at rockinthecountry@gmail.com, I'll email you free a digital version of the book. I decided several months ago that I was going to release my books that I've digitized for people for free. I'm not getting younger, and I want people to have this work that I've done. It's, pretty thorough in many ways. All that said, that's what's going on in the song. Why do we hurt each other? Why? Well, you're probably not doing it on purpose. Some people are assholes and they do stuff on purpose just to annoy the other one for whatever reason. And if they get left, they find out real quick that, they're not in as much control as they think. Their ego might be feeding them wrong information. And some people don't care, by the way. That's two different people, really three different types of personalities don't care what others think much at all. One's the narcissist, the other's the taker, and the other's the boss. Not boss in a managerial type way. Some bosses at work are wonderful human beings and care very much about other people's thoughts and feelings. The person who's born with the personality of boss does not. But that's a slightly different issue. But generally speaking, we don't try to hurt other people. It's just a personality difference. It might be in linguistic differences. Some people are very articulate, can identify they know what they're feeling and can articulate it. Others can't as well, and that leads to their own frustration and what have you. But Larry, great choice of a song. I loved her voice in this one. I don't know if this was my favorite. I can't say because I don't remember all the ones that I've done as far as vocally, but I can't imagine I would have liked it more because she did a few things at different moments with her voice that I absolutely loved. It just hit me somewhere on the, what do you call it, like lower end of the register. Others were on the higher end, whatever you call it, but just absolutely beautiful in that moment in the song, what she did with her voice and the instrumentation. I called it in the beginning. I said, oh, we're gonna have a piano at some point in this, and we did, because piano always comes in poignant songs. So I'm gonna rate this song. I love the content of it. Actually, the lyrics were relatively simple but so on point. The instrumentation was gorgeous and her voice, I said it already. So the number that popped into my head was a 9.3. You guys just request, by and large, phenomenal songs because you know your stuff. I mean, it's just that simple. So, Larry, thank you for this, my friend. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country. Hey, folks. If you want to take the personality test that I created for my life coaching practice, which is based on the book that I wrote, put your phone up, turn it on camera, and focus on this, and it'll take you to it. And it'll take you about 20 minutes to complete the test. It's free, and you'll get some information on your personality. It's quite detailed, quite revealing. It's kind of fun as well. And I'll be leaving this QR code up on the wall behind me for my regular videos. So I hope you take it, and I hope you enjoy it.